Hi everybody, this is Lama Caroline. I'm here in NgalSo Spain, and we're going to continue to look at the commentary of Lama Ganchen's beautiful NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing teachings. Yeah? Okay, so first, that's a bit dark. Let me just put that back on. Oops. For more light, yeah? Let's see. Oh, that's better. Yeah. Okay, so first what we're going to do is we're going to do the NgalSo preliminary prayers, okay? And then we'll continue to talk. Let me just find my prayer book. Where's my prayer book? Ah, here it is. Okay. Namo Guru Pye Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Guru Pye Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Guru Pye Namo Buddhaya Namo Dhammaya Namo Sanghaya Namo Triratnaya Sangye Choda Sogi Chonamla Janju Padu Dani Kyasuchi Dagi Jinsogi Pesonanki Drola Penchi Sangye Drupasho. In the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we take refuge until enlightenment. Through the practice of generosity and the other perfections, may we achieve awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. 7 limitless meditations. Samchen Tamche Dewa Dan Dewe Gyudan Dempa Gyuchi. Samchen Tamche Dunyal Dan Dunyal Gi Gyudan Dewa Gyuchi. Samchen Tamche Dunyal Mepe Dewa Dami Drawa Gyuchi. Samchen Tamche Nyeri Jadani Dan Rawe Tamnyon La Nepa Gyuchi. Samchen Tamche Lusen Gidu Nele Soshin Trayun Lusen Dewadan Dempa Gyuchi. Samchen Tamche NgalSo Tochin Chinano Chukoyu Danshin Samane Gyuchi. Samchen Tamche Dansan Buligi Kiedo Dadan Chinangi Shide Dan Dukun Dempa Gyuchi. May all beings have happiness and its causes. May all beings be free from suffering and its causes. May all beings never be separated from the great happiness that is beyond all misery. May all beings dwell in equanimity, unaffected by attraction to dear ones and aversion to others. May all beings recover from the sicknesses of mind and body pollution and enjoy relative and absolute health now and forever. May all beings relax in a pure and healthy outer and inner environment now and forever. May all beings enjoy inner and world peace now and forever. Tamche du ni sa shida se mala sohome pada la tiltanya bedurye ranshin jam pohone gyuchi la dami hi jupeze no shu san dahani kitro kusan chutre laname nanke kan guhun kya gyuchi onamo bhagavati benza sawa pramadani tatagataya Ahate Samya Sambuddhaya Tayata Om Benze Benze Maha Tetsa Benze Maha Vidya Benze Maha Bodhi Chitta Benze Maha Bodhi Mandropa Samkramana Benze Sawakama Awarana Bhikshadana Benze Soha. Expressing the power of the truth. Kunjo Sungi Dempadan Sangye Danjaju Sempa Tamche Giji Gialadan So niyon su so pe na dan chen po dan chukin nampa da chin sangi mi kya pe Togi Deshi Nidu Gyuji. By the truth power of the three jewels and the blessings of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, as well as by the great strength generated by the two accumulations and the power of the pure and inconceivable Dhammadhatu, may these offerings become real. Invocation of the Healing Buddha. Malusem che kugi gugyu chin, du de pu je mi se jom se la. No na malu yanda ken kyu pe, jom den ko che ne di she su so. Seven limb prayer. Go sungu pe go ne chat se lo, no sha yi tro chu pa malu bo. Top me ne sa di tun tam che sha, Kepa ge wahanam la jeira, kowa mato badule shune, drola chuki hikolo kowadan, da shinjena janchu chempo no. Mandala offering. Sashi ki jushin metotram, rira li jihini de gempadi, sangeshin tu mite boagi, Rokonanda Hashila Chapasho Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kam Niryatayami. Guru Buddha Shakyamuni Pra. Lama Gyawa Shakya Tupala Chatselo Chatu Kyaso Chiwo Jingi Laptu So. Calling the Lama from afar. Lama Ken, Chinchen Sawe Lama Ken, Kyapne Kuntu Lama Ken, Chinchen Sawe Lama Ken, Kyapne Kuntu Lama Ken, Lobsan Tutan Trinley Apel Ken, Lama Ken, Kyapne Kuntu Lama Ken. Luchozam Popel Gyuta Shipa, Tuchen Tempe Trinley Anoda, Pegidro Lozam Peze Pachen, Palden La Mehesha Blasowade, Oma Guru, Vajradhara, Suhumahati Muni, Shahasane Kama, Uttavadanye, Sri Bahadra Vasamahanya, Sawasidi Humoma Guru, Vajradhara, Suhumahati Muni, Shahasane Kama, Uttavadanye, Sri Bahadra Vasamahanya, Sawasidi Humoma Guru, Vajradhara, Suhumahati Muni, Shahasane Kama, Uttavadanye, Sri Bahadra Vasamahanya, Sawasidi Hum. Pakya ke kudan dagilu, pakya ke sundan dagina, pakya ke tudan dagi, danyamachi tu jingilo, makya ke kudan dagilu, makya ke sundan dagina, makya ke tudan dagi, Danyamachi tu jingialo. Mantra of self-healing and spiritual company. The mantra of Guru Buddha Shakyamuni. Muni, Muni, Mahamuni, Shakyamuni Soha. Muni, Muni, Mahamuni, Shakyamuni Soha. Muni, Muni, Mahamuni Shakya Munye Soha. Om Maitreya Maitreya Maha Maitreya Arya Maitreya Soha. Om Maitreya Maitreya Maha Maitreya Arya Maitreya Soha. Om Maitreya Maitreya Maha Maitreya Arya Maitreya Soha. Om Ahum Karuna Karuna Maha Karuna Arya Karunaye Soha. Om Ahum Karuna Karuna Maha Karuna Arya Karunaye Soha. Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to part of the NgalSo virtual Gompa. So we're going to do part of the 5-minute NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing. Today we're going to continue to talk about the symbolism of the 5 Supreme Healer Buddhas. Especially we're going to talk about the lotus symbolism of Supreme Healer Amitabha. Yeah. So first let's do the very, very short NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing practice together. Yeah. Because we need to always combine with the practice, okay? Om Guru Buddha Siddhi Hum. 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 Eyam Ram Lam Bam. Shude Shude Soha. Pam lepehema janku, pam lepehema sepo, pam lepehema nompo, pam lepehema mapo, pam lepehema ka. Om ahum tram hri, hri le natso doje janku hri. Tram le no bo sepo tram, hum le doje no hompo hum, maha le pe ma po an, hom le koloka. Okay, so this is where we got to. From the bijas, the seed syllables, arise the 5 Supreme Healer Buddhas, okay? So today we're going to talk about 2 things. We're going to talk about the symbolism of the lotus in Vajrayana Buddhism, especially related to NgalSo and NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, of course, yeah. And secondly, we're going to read something of Lama Gangchen's beautiful teachings, yeah. I thought I'd like to do each time both. I thought it was very nice, yeah. So I think to start with, I'd like to share, because I have like hundreds and hundreds and thousands of pages of, unfortunately, of Rinpoche's words, no, from, which I used to be he used to call me his Dharma secretary, yeah. So I have many things recorded from his teachings around the world. So I thought today, because we're talking about Rinpoche's teachings in the early day of self-healing, no. So I thought today, last time we shared one teaching from Spain, no, from Madrid, from the Lama Gangchen World Peace Foundation Congress, yeah. Rinpoche said so many beautiful things there over the years, yeah. But today I thought I'd like to share one teaching Rinpoche gave in Tilburg in the Netherlands, in Holland, in the beginning of June 1993, yeah? Because then actually, for those of you who are new or who weren't there, then you really get the flavor of what Rinpoche was teaching, what, you know, what his ideas were, you know? And one thing I was thinking about these days is that when I was young, yeah, I went to Manjushri Institute in the north of England, which is a very big Buddhist centre. At the time, it was the main centre of the FPMT, and the founder of the FPMT, Lama Yeshe, who was an incredible, wonderful person, had just passed away. Yeah? So I actually arrived when the disciples were doing his extensive funeral prayers and rituals. Yeah. So I think, you know, I think a little bit in the situation that was, so I empathize with the people who are now joining the NgalSo tradition. Yeah. So I went there and this incredible master, really, truly great master just passed away. Yeah. And so, but still, you know, I arrived there and I heard all about his teachings, his energy. And for me, he's always been a very, very important figure, actually, Lama Yeshe, very much like Lama Gangchen. Yeah? And then I went there, and of course, there are also many other great lamas and geshes. A very magical place, actually. Yeah. So when I do these teachings, of course, you know, I'm speaking to the older disciples who were there, who have like the personal connection with Rinpoche. And for us, it's very special to remember Rinpoche's holy words and so on. But also for the people arriving now and later on in the NgalSo tradition, still, the beauty is still there. I know, because for me, it was the same when I went to Manjusri, and I heard and read and had the feeling, actually, of the Lama Yeshe's beautiful ideas. So I empathize a bit, yeah, okay? So anyway, so Rinpoche said in Tilburg in Holland in 1993, which was the first year when he shared NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing. And actually, just before I start, that just reminds me, yeah, I was speaking these days with our Malaysia Sangha group, yeah, and our Mr. Kok, yeah, the one who founded together with Lama Ganchen, the Malaysia Medicine Buddha Center. He was telling very beautiful stories about how he met Rinpoche, how he invited Rinpoche to make the Medicine Buddha ceremonies in Malaysia for 12 years, and how he organized for Rinpoche to go to Borobudur in Java. Yeah? And as we know, when Rinpoche went to Java, actually the second time he went, he had, like, let's say, a revelation. He understood, let's say, and he understood, like, the meaning of the mandala. He had, like, actually a direct vision of the holy Buddhas, yeah. And from that, he came back and he started to make the NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing system. Yeah. So Mr. Kok was saying, yeah, that's what I want to share with you, that they used to go and sit on the Borobudur, is this incredible Buddhist monument, the largest Buddhist. Borobudur looks like, this is a model, yeah. Borobudur looks like this, yeah. It's the biggest Buddhist mandala in the world, okay. Okay. And anyway, so Rinpoche went there with a group of disciples. They would always sit on the west side, yeah, where the sun is setting. That means in the morning it's cooler, because you need to go very early in the morning. And Mr. Kok said, actually, this is the interesting bit. He said that they were sitting on the west side meditating there, just a small group of them, 6 or 7 people. And Rinpoche started to see, he was seeing like many lights coming from the stupa, yeah. And so he sees, this is when Rinpoche actually had his vision. So they were saying, what did you see? And Rinpoche said, oh, I'm seeing lights and some other things. Yeah. Anyway, from that, he's had the vision of the gurus, Buddhas, and so on, and came back to Milano and made the self-healing system. Yeah. So anyway, and this teaching is from after the first few months. Yeah. Okay, so so I'm going to read to you what Rinpoche said. Yeah. So NgalSo, yeah, NgalSo is the name of our lineage, NgalSo, yeah. And so Rinpoche said, NgalSo means very tired, yeah. Nel means very tired, and so means to recover, yeah. Okay, that's what it means in Tibetan, yeah. Okay. So he said, as the author of this book, so this book means NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing. As the author of this book, yeah, I would like to offer you these little ideas and information, yeah. And he says, does that mean I'm offering you too much? He said, no, of course, you have more knowledge than me. Yeah. Yeah. And he said, actually, I need to learn with you many things, like, for example, I need to improve my English and so on. Yeah. So he said, previously, I gave the mantra Om, no problem Soha, Om, no difficulty Soha, to everybody who came to meet me. So Mr. Kok actually was also sharing very nice that Rinpoche, when he first came to the West, no, for the first 10 years, he was working as a healer, yeah. Not only the West, also in the East. So for 10 years, he was also going to Malaysia and healing many, many different kinds of people of different physical and mental problems, yeah. And Mr. Kok was saying it was true. They used to have all these healing sessions, yeah. And many people would come with very difficult physical and mental problems. And he says, true, Mr. Kok said, truly, Rinpoche would give the mantra of Buddha Shakyamuni, Om Muni Muni Mahamuni Shakyamuni Asoha, and the 4 limitless meditations. May all beings have happiness and its cause. May all beings be free from suffering and its cause. May all beings never be separated from the great happiness that is beyond all misery. May all beings dwell in equanimity, unaffected by attraction to dear ones and aversion to others. Yeah, and he said, just by this, he said at that time even they didn't have any of the herbal medicines from Ayurveda, from the Himalaya tradition, but just with the mantra and this meditation, may everybody be well, may everybody be happy, developing love, yeah, that many, many people were cured of all kinds of very strong physical and mental problems, yeah, okay. And then the other thing Rinpoche used to say is, oh, no problem, Soha, so this is what he says here, no, yeah. So then Rinpoche said, I'm a 10th century Lama and I still have a warm heart, yeah, which I want to share with you 20th century people. So yeah, I think Rinpoche thought that our 20th century hearts weren't so warm or needed warming up, yeah, and we were losing many things in the modern world, yeah. So he said, what do we need now? He said. So NgalSo, yeah, doesn't mean to be tired every day and to recover, like not just like that, yeah, like going to sleep and waking up. It has a great and profound meaning, yeah, which is all Buddha's teachings, yeah. And inside the word NgalSo is the Four Noble Truths, which is the first teaching of Lord Buddha, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So Rinpoche used to explain this a lot, yeah? So as we know, Lord Buddha, in his first, what we call the first turning of the wheel of Dharma, when Buddhism officially started, let's say, when Buddha taught the Dharma to the 5 ascetics in the Deer Park in Varanasi, 7 weeks after he achieved awakening, yeah? Then he taught what became known as the Four Noble Truths. So what are the Four Noble Truths, yeah? So the first one is there is suffering, yeah? Second is we are responsible for our own suffering due to our own karma, our own actions, our own delusions, yeah? The third noble truth is to completely cease suffering. That means to be completely peaceful, completely happy. And the fourth noble truth is there is a path, yeah? There's a way, there's a method that if we apply, we can get to that state of inner peace, yeah? Okay, so these are the famous Four Noble Truths, yeah? So Rinpoche always used to say when he gave conferences and speeches that the word NgalSo, which is the name of our tradition, NgalSo literally means like relax or to recover your energy, in Tibetan, yeah? So he said the word NgalSo we can divide into 2 parts, Nel and So. And he said the first part, the Nel, yeah? Like, it's like the word relax in English, no, relax. So the first syllable is the first 2 noble truths, the truth of suffering and the truth of the origin of suffering, yeah? That we are responsible for our own experience. So Rinpoche always said that these negative, dependently arising causes and conditions we need to abandon, yeah? That means we don't need any more suffering. We need to stop the cause, creating the cause for more suffering, yeah? We need to identify what they are and get rid of them, yeah? And then the So is the third and fourth noble truth. So he said all the positive interdependent causes and conditions that we need in our life. We need more of those, yeah? So we need to, having recognized that we're responsible for our own experience, we need to apply the Dharma, yeah? And we need to transform our minds by putting the Dharma into practice. So the Dharma is many, many different methods to transform our body, speech, and mind to realize our full human potential, yeah? Okay, and the state of full human potential we call Buddhahood or awakening, okay? Within our Buddhist tradition, yeah? So anyway, so Rinpoche said, NgalSo is not just I'm tired and I need to rest, yeah, but it has a great and profound meaning, which is all Buddha's teachings, the Four Noble Truths, yeah. So Nel is the relative samsara way, yeah. The first 2 noble truths, the truth of suffering, and its causes and conditions. The So, the second syllable, means the truth of the path and the truth of cessations, yeah. And this, as we say, is like the absolute level, yeah? Okay? So we have many methods to achieve this, yeah? We have many NgalSo methods in Buddhism, yeah? So many methods to relax the body and mind in Buddhism. So why is it that we need self-healing, yeah? So Rinpoche said, well, I've been traveling around for many years, and I've found that it's difficult to help this world because everybody has ego and is personally proud of their own habits and cultures. So it's very difficult for the holy beings to help with this difficult, complicated mentality of people today, yeah, okay? So he said, I think it's better we do self-healing, yeah? So he said, I've made this very small book for this world, this one, but its message is perfect, yeah? And now is the right time for a book like this. That was in 1993, no? So even more, we need it now, yeah? So he said, we need self-healing because we have an inner world and an outer world. So we need to understand this, yeah? And not only this, we have an astrological world and we have the holy pure lands of the holy beings, yeah? And we have the 6 realms of samsara, or we can say the 6 worlds. But because we cannot see them directly with our eyes, well, we can see the animal realm, no? But he said, we don't, because we cannot see with our eyes, we don't accept them. Yeah. So he said, we only accept our inner world, our own inner subjectivity, and the world we can see directly before our own eyes. Yeah. But he says, even our inner world, we never recognize. We only really see the outer world. So from morning to night, we work to take care of this outer world. And then he said, even our body is only a guest house to our mind, yeah? However, it's the inner world that's principal. But because we don't take care of it, it's blocked and full of suffering, yeah? Yeah. I mean, Rinpoche said, like, actually very profound things in a very simple way, yeah? Simple, but, meaningful. He always called it, like, Tantric English, yeah? But also Tantric means quick, no? So he really got to the point with, like, very easy to understand words that everybody could understand, So he said, our inner world is the principal one, but we don't take care of it, so it becomes blocked and full of suffering, yeah? Our very subtle mind is buried deep in the corner of some channel, that means a channel in the subtle body, and is frightened, blocked and crying due to our not recognizing about it or not caring about it. And he said, this is our big misfortune, yeah? Yeah, because it's true, and we don't even know there is such a thing mostly, yeah? We were not educated in that way, yeah? So we look around, we think I need to build this and that, but we only think in terms of the external world, no? So he said, just like the outer world has the hot and cold and neutral energy and 4 seasons, and is held by the 5 elements, space, wind, water, earth, and fire, and depends on causes and conditions, so too does the inner world, yeah? Same, yeah? These outer 5 elements, we also have inside our gross body, our subtle body, our gross mind, and our very subtle and very subtle mind, but we never recognize or take care of them. Yeah, he said we just watch and watch the outer world, and we run and run all day without any reason. Yeah. Then he said, maybe you know why, but I don't. He's observing us. Why are you all running around like crazy? He said, I can't understand. Yeah. Yeah. So he said, for example, because you don't recognize your inner world and always follow the outer world, you always get difficulties, yeah? And he said, if we were to take care of our inner world and give it half our attention or more than half, then all our difficulties and sufferings would be immediately finished. He said, why? Why? Because the mind is the main one, yeah, the principal one, yeah? Actually, this is super important now for us who are still, well, not exactly in the middle, but still in this pandemic situation, yeah? So since the last years, the outer world has not been so much fun, let's say, it's been very much suffering. Of course, it's always sickness, always suffering, but particularly now, during the pandemic, really, we saw somehow how samsara is actually, its natural nature, yeah? So it's like, they say that now in the pandemic, there's a huge amount of people experiencing like emotional difficulty, breakdown, stress, anxiety. Yeah. Why? Because as Rinpoche says, we don't know how to recognize our inner world. We don't have like the tools, the understanding, the instruments to deal with our mind, our emotions. Yeah. So we said, if we don't, we will get difficulties. And that's very much what's happened to many people now, isn't it? Yeah. And he says, even if we gave the inner world half our attention, our difficulties and suffering would be finished. Why? Because mind is principle. But he says, as we forgot to take care of our body and mind, our outer and inner worlds, yeah? And they says actually, somehow it's like you can say gradually, quickly or slowly, we're harming ourselves. We're killing ourselves individually and collectively and committing quick or slow suicide, yeah? Okay, it also says that in the Self-Healing 2 book, yeah? Now we say this world has too much pollution, but who made it, yeah? We always blame others for our difficulties, whereas in reality, the fault lies with us, yeah? Also, nobody but put poison inside our body except us. So you might say, hang on a minute, that's not true, because actually it's not just me, you know. But okay, like the collective is many of us, yeah, okay. So it means each of us individually, we have some part in the environmental pollution that's going on, isn't it? Yeah, the fact, for example, I don't know, like we buy things always with plastic, we don't check what's in things, you know. We'd always take the more comfortable solution for us. We never think, oh, for example, that cleaning product, where will it go? Oh, it will go in the water. We just think, oh, this is cheap, I like it. You know, we never think about the bigger situation. So, okay, somehow we do have our part to play in the environmental situation. No? So Rinpoche said, we always blame others for our difficulties, but in reality, the fault lies within us. Yeah, nobody is harming us except us. Yeah, okay. And he says, we're killing ourselves very nicely, thank you, in small and slow ways, yeah? We have this bad habit, yeah? So self-healing is the answer to this, yeah? And then he said, you know, he said, without self-healing, it will not be possible to live on this land after our generation, yeah? Okay? He said, till now we made a big investment in the outer world, yeah? But now this is too expensive, yeah? Okay? Yeah, so actually this is like one long-term prediction, yeah? So self-healing is not just individually, no? It means we need to, as is happening now actually, fortunately, many people now finally, when we got really to the edge of the environmental disaster, are thinking like, how can we live in a better way, a more peaceful way, a more collective way? We need to change, I don't know, like our cars, our energy, the way we produce food and many other things, no, isn't it? Even our clothes, you know? We need to think about the environmental impact of so many things, yeah? So fortunately, somehow we're quickly or slowly waking up to that, you know? Actually, I must say, the Netherlands is one of the countries more awake to the environmental crisis, yeah? So anyway, so we made a huge investment in the outer world, but now it's too expensive to follow, yeah? And we cannot just invest in the outer world any longer. So one day we're going along, then we get a big shock, yeah? And then we say, what am I going to do now? And by then it's too late, yeah? Yeah, Rinpoche always used to talk about this, how we ourselves have put many different imprints into our subconscious mind, yeah? And then it's like we're walking along, he used to call it like a karmic minefield, yeah? Okay, inside our mind, we put both the positive and the negative impressions, because we do both positive and negative things, yeah? Okay? Like many seeds inside the field, let's say, of our mind, yeah? And then we're, let's say, going along in our life, and one day we put the foot on I used to call it on the karma bomb, yeah? Okay, and then poof, it goes off, yeah? And it ripens in the form of an unpleasant experience, difficulties, many different experiences of the body and mind, yeah? And then we get shocked saying, why did that happen to me? I used to give this example a lot, yeah? So he said, why this is happening is we're running too much and we're not aware of what's happening in our life. And he says, I'm not complaining. He said, living in this world is very expensive materially, as we know, yeah? And he said, actually, we need to work, you need to work a lot, because it's very difficult to live in Europe without a job, yeah? And because everything's so expensive, we have to run and run and run. We have to do it, yeah? And we're always thinking how to make enough money to take care of our bodies, but we also need to take care of our minds, yeah? And then he said, when we die, our body will rot away, but our mind will go on to the next life, yeah? And he said, if we're totally like obsessed with our bodies, yeah, then at the time of death, our mind will experience much suffering and remember only negative things, yeah? So he said, that doesn't mean tomorrow, that means us, should go to become a monk or a nun and cut off your hair. He said, for ordinary people, there's no need, yeah? Yeah, of course, for some special, exceptional people, could be, but for the vast majority of us, Rinpoche recommend we practice the Dharma within the daily life, yeah? He said, okay, however, we need to take care of our minds to peacefully interact in society with confidence and without being nervous, yeah? So in this way, we need to change we need to embrace happiness and be relaxed while we do everything, yeah? And he said, we need to do this, it's very important, yeah? So it's true, Rinpoche always said that while we're, let's say, practicing the Dharma within our daily life, he always said we need to enjoy life, yeah? Even if the light outside is very difficult, we're sick, we're suffering anyway, we need to enjoy life. That was one Rinpoche's big teaching, yeah? Yeah, so you always had that happy feeling, yeah? Find a way to enjoy the life, even if you're sick, you're suffering, you're poor, whatever, yeah? Anyway, need to enjoy, he said, yeah? He said, I know that food and rent are expensive, but we need to remember to put some money into our 5 important inner energies bank, yeah? We must reflect how expensive it is to treat our inner, beautiful, precious energy in a negative way each day without thinking about what we're doing. Because one day our luck or good fortune will run out, and then boom, yeah, the karma bomb, we will become sick with illness, yeah? Yeah, or other difficulties. He said it's too expensive to use all our energies in a negative way, yeah, to use our energies, for example, to be nervous, to be angry, to allow these negative energies to flow through our heart, maybe for no reason, or just because of the slightest small difficulty, we show an angry face. And he said we make many angry mudras, gestures, yeah. He said by doing these things, we lose a lot of our human quality, yeah. Yeah. Then he said, we have 5 elements, and on top of these, we have a mind, yes? And all sentient beings have mind, have awareness, yeah? But if we use this precious mental energy in a negative way, then finally the result comes, and the result is danger. And what a shame, yeah? He said, if we use our bodies and mind for anger, then our body and mind shake, our face becomes ugly, and gives off a negative vibration to our friends and our family and the people at work, yeah? Yeah? And he said, even if we're speaking to somebody on the telephone, yeah? He said, the anger goes down the telephone, making it a very expensive call. He said, with heavy cost at both ends, yeah? Okay? So he said, if we're mindful of all these how expensive are our negative minds that can pop up any second, every day, that's very good, yeah? If we're mindful of them, we can apply a special healing program, yeah? Okay? And he said, using our deluded mind, following our deluded mind is very dangerous, yeah? So we should reflect on this, which we never do, of course, yeah? And then he said, normally people budget their monthly income. But he said, me personally, I don't have this system of external wealth management, yeah? Actually, Rinpoche had as you all know, he had a shirt, no? With a big pocket, and in there used to go the money, yeah? And then whatever was needed would come out. That was Rinpoche's banking system, yeah? So if he was walking by and saw one poor person, he would just give, yeah? So it was just that was his entire wealth management system. He was much more interested in investing in the punya and the positive energy. And he was showing us that actually this is actually something very important to do, not only to take care of the outer world, but also to take care of the inner world, yeah? So he said, I don't have this system of external wealth management. I'm the opposite. And I look how to take care of the wealth management of the inner world, yeah? And I look and I calculate how much positive energy there is and how much negative energy there is, yeah? Okay? And he says, sometimes I see people are developing negative, bad things inside themselves. And unfortunately for them, this brings only a bad result, yeah? So these things we need to check up on. We should analyze. So he says, please, I don't mean you should run off and join a monastery, yeah? Okay? Well, of course, unless you want to, yeah? Yeah, of course, we do have many beautiful monastic communities within the Ganden tradition, yeah? But most of our communities are healing centers, are spiritual communities open to everybody, okay? That was Rinpoche's idea, to make a more inclusive kind of spiritual communities, yeah? So then he said, all Guru Buddha Shakyamuni's teachings are 100% dedicated to the creation of outer and inner world peace. But he says in those early days, like he meant like 2,500 years ago, communications were not as good as today. Today, communications are excellent, so now we can give out more positive information faster, yeah, which is something good of the modern times, yeah. And he says, before, when I was in India, I just used to dedicate the positive energy, saying, Semchem Tamche Dewadang, may all beings have happiness in its cause, may all beings be free from suffering in its cause, and so on, yeah. But it says now you can get direct information, yeah. And it's up to you how you want to use it, yeah, okay? So even in the early days, actually, in the 90s, yeah, one thing that Rinpoche did straight away was he was had a lot of super intelligent, no? With foresight of the future. Immediately, he was one of the first Tibetan lamas to fully embrace like technology, yeah? So whatever means we had, I don't know, all forms of recording and transmission, we immediately start through all different formats, and we gradually evolve, no? Yeah, up to what we're doing nowadays. So Rinpoche, seeing far into the future, he had everything recorded. First we start on paper, no? Yeah. Then audio, mini disc, video, all different formats, yeah, okay. So because he really wanted to leave his positive message to the world. And by the way, these teachings that I am repeating here, okay, this is like the, let's say, unplugged version, yeah. Actually, in the peace publications in Albaniano, Sharon and the other people who work there, we have a very dedicated team of people, and what they're gradually doing is like Rinpoche gave hundreds and thousands of teachings, okay, but gradually editing, and we're going to put online as we can many of Rinpoche's teachings, yeah. It was so beautiful, yeah. I think, what did Rinpoche call it? I think he called it like remind me, somebody. I think he called it like peace gift or something. He wanted to make an archive, and each time give like one new wisdom gift. I think that's what he wanted to call it, yeah. Anyway, so if anybody likes to help actually with editing, obviously with editing you need to speak English, yeah. You also we need many translators, because, like I say, Rinpoche, I checked once, like just me, yeah, personally, how much pages of notes I had. I think I have like 20,000 pages or something, yeah, okay, like a lot, yeah. So we need many, like Rinpoche said, we need like Chenrezig Buddha, we need thousands of hands, many people to work together. Why? Because this is something we need in the modern society. It's like Rinpoche, like sort of like Tibetan Lama, who said, I'm from the 8th or 10th century, dropped into the modern world. He's like, wow, what's going on here, yeah? So then he started to offer like what he called like the missing part for our modern society, yeah? Okay, according to his point of view, of course, which we liked, yeah? So if anybody is interested to, let's say, produce Rinpoche's materials, I don't know, like in many, many different ways, please contact the Peace Publications in Albaniano, okay? Because till now they managed to do a few of these, but there's so many beautiful teachings, yeah. So then Rinpoche said, he said, I'm like a small supermarket. I'm selling inner peace, yeah. He said, I'm using very advanced marketing because the product is priceless. And he said, therefore, I give it away for free, yeah, because it's not possible to put a price on this, which is actually the ethos of Dharma, yeah. So precious, how do you say how much it's worth, yeah? Which is why we are in the Dharma in Buddhism, we always had like this idea that we offer everything for free, and then who likes to support, welcome, which is why if you look on our website, everything's free, but then it says, if you like, please make a donation. If you think it's valuable, please do, yeah? Anyway, so this is that, the Dharma's always been like that, okay? So he says, yes, absolutely free, yeah? So he said, but please, you need to understand the true value of the product, and then if you like it, please buy it, yeah? He said, there's no catch, yeah? If you like what I'm selling, please, it's yours, yeah? But he says, if you don't go into the, Rinpoche used to cut, this here is book Self-Healing number 3, it says Guide to the Good Thought Supermarket. So Rinpoche used to say his ideas were the Good Thought Supermarket, yeah? So I said, but if you don't go into the Good Thought Supermarket and don't even check it out, then what can I say? But he says, if you try NgalSo and Self-Healing and the Dharma, and tomorrow you get more peace, that's enough, I'm happy, yeah, okay? And he says, please don't think I'm trying to convert you to Buddhism, yeah, okay? Not at all, yeah? Lord Buddha's wish was to solve sentient beings, to solve people's problems, yeah? So he said, actually, generally, there's no need for Buddhism. But what we all need is more peace, more comfort, more happiness. So he said, if you check out what I'm saying and if you think it's true, then he said, maybe an inner smile will automatically spread to your face. Yeah, okay. These things are why I'm reading these old teachings is because Rinpoche always used these examples. Yeah, and he always used to say, there's many machines in this world, but there's not one that will make you smile more. Yeah. So he said, if you like a big smile, then you must buy a little inner peace. Yeah. He said, I'm sure about this. Yeah. Okay. I'm not wrong. Yeah. And then he said, here's some more advice. Tonight I'll show you how to heal the 5 chakras and the 3 channels. Yeah. He said, we need to transform our samsara heart. Yeah. We have accumulated negativity, and now it resides there in our heart, in our subtle mind, and much danger is coming is because of it. Yeah. Yeah. And he said, okay. And then he said, in this world, in the normal world, we confuse attachment with the word love. Yeah. And he said, for you lay people, normal people, it means a man or woman enjoying life, making love. Yeah. And of course, from the samsaric point of view, yeah, he said, this is okay, this is all right. But following on from this, other minds appear, such as jealousy, anger, worry, competition. Many doubts arise for good reasons. So these absolutely are no good. Yeah. And he said, following these minds and thoughts are really terrible. Yeah. Okay. So first, he said, having a relationship, there's wonderful, there's no difficulty there. But he said, if we follow all these negative minds, then gradually our friendship, our family, and all good energy will be destroyed. Yeah. So he said, please enjoy samsara in a positive way, but don't engage in these other negative minds. Yeah. Rinpoche really had said incredible things. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, then he actually, this I can't show you here, but there was one tanker of thousand-armed Chenrezig, Buddha Chenrezig, the gentle-eyed Buddha with many faces, many arms. And he said, this is not like one fantasy, yeah? It says every day we have 1,000 different faces, 1,000 different arms and hand gestures, but we're not aware of them and we don't recognize them. He said, we need somebody to put a mirror in front of us to help us to recognize what we're doing. Yeah. Okay. But actually, Lord Buddha saw very clearly what's happening. And this is why on our tankers, our spiritual paintings, you can see 1,000 arms and 1,000 faces. It's like putting a big mirror up to show our situation. Yeah. Yeah. So he says a person who's angry, no? They have a ugly face and angry mudras, yeah? So we need to change that and look more like the Buddha of compassion with a gentle, soft face and many arms, yeah? Okay? Showing soft ways to hold and take care of the others, yeah? And why Buddha manifests like Chenrezig is because we need to pacify our anger, yeah? So all the different faces, used to say all the different faces and mudras and colors, on the tankers, they're showing that we need to transform our delusions, yeah? We need to make them peaceful, yeah? Yeah? Okay. Actually, then he said more. Actually, all Rinpoche's teachings are all quite long, yeah? And like I say, each one maybe I need to take 2-3 hours just to say one of Rinpoche's beautiful teachings, yeah? Okay. I'll just read a little bit more, yeah? Then we need to go on to look at the lotus symbolism, yeah? So he said, then some people think there's no truth to the 6 realms of samsara, that they were invented by lamas, by Tibetan lamas, yeah? So he said, actually, in previous times, people suffered less than they do now, yeah? And he said, nowadays, we're making many negative causes and conditions. So it's possible now for one person in this world to suffer the sicknesses and problems of the 6 realms, even in one day, yeah? So he said, for example, actually, a very good example. He said, for example, yeah, in one day, yeah, we can feel like some kind of hell situation if we're too hot or too cold, yeah, yeah, and we get really uncomfortable, really angry if we're too hot or cold, no? And he says, then if we start to grab and stuff ourselves with food and drink, we become like a praetor, a hungry ghost, yeah? And he said, I think that if we don't change our habits in Europe, we may all become hungry ghosts ourselves if we cannot pay anymore for everything. Yeah? That's why we need to change the way that we're living, no? To live in a more collective way, a more ecological way, because all this like me and mine, only for me, only for my family, it's unsustainable, yeah? Because of overpopulation. I think we need 4 planets, yeah, for the amount we're consuming. So obviously that's not sustainable. And within a very short time, the world's resources will collapse unless we change the way that we live collectively, yeah? So Rinpoche said, yeah, if we don't change our habits in Europe and other places, we may all become hungry ghosts ourselves when we cannot pay anymore, yeah? He said, of course, human suffering is birth, aging, sickness, and death, yeah? But he says, through your own experience, you can understand the outer 6 realms of samsara, yeah? No need to look on a picture, yeah? Or look somewhere else. Just look in your own everyday experience, yeah? And he said, then also, we say astrologically, this world system is composed of Mount Meru, a sun and a moon, and the 28 Gyuka, the constellations. But we say, yes, but really we don't agree, yeah? But he says, I think the astrological part is true. This is in the NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, no? It's the astrological purification part, yeah? He said, I think the astrological part is true because our inner and outer worlds are exactly the same. So, for example, Mount Meru, the cosmic axis, corresponds to our spine. The 28 lunar constellations correspond to our vertebrae, and so on, yeah? Okay? And he says it's not possible to see the outer Mount Meru, yeah? But just because we can't see it, it doesn't mean it's not there, yeah? He said also it's true there's a tomorrow, but we can't see it today, yeah? We have many mental excuses for not accepting things that are true, yeah? But we need to accept things a little bit more. And he said, our stupid mind, he always used to say we were cuckoo number 1. He used to say, our stupid mind needs to change into a wisdom mind. Our mind needs to become more peaceful, more comfortable, with better social relations, yeah? And he said, we need to have better relationships with each other, and good relationships also with ourselves. And this is becoming more difficult in the modern time, yeah? So these difficulties we can solve with the self-healing practice, and that's why we need to do something for this world. We need to leave a positive message, yeah? You know, and they said that's why I make self-healing, and also the Lama Caroline World Peace Foundation, and then many other foundations and associations, because there are many people like me who want to do good things to make inner and world peace, yeah? He said, I'd like to give everybody a peace key, yeah? Yeah, and he said, anybody who would like to join together with us and work for inner and world peace, you're welcome, yeah? And he said, on the one hand, the world is dangerous and degenerate because this is the Kali Yuga time. But on the other hand, the religious traditions are coming together to pray together and hold meetings, yeah? Then he gave the example of the interreligious forum that he attended in Assisi, no? In 1988, yeah? Where was His Holiness, I think Pope John Paul II, the Dalai Lama, and also many other important religious teachers, yeah? He said many positive things came from that, yeah? Okay? So he said the Shambhala energy is rising, yeah? Okay? He said, of course, His Holiness and other great lamas are giving the Kala chakra everywhere. And he said now the secret tantras need to be given everywhere, yeah? And he said, why? Because very important blessings are needed now in this time, yeah? And he said, then maybe Shambhala or the time of Buddha Maitreya, the future love Buddha may come, yeah? And also, not just this, these blessings are affecting everyone. So, for example, the modern interest in Tai Chi, in yoga, macrobiotics, and many other things, all these positive experiences, people's minds turning to the positive, are due to the kindness of the great lamas and the other holy beings, yeah? He says, now people are very tired, yeah? So we need to look for a method to recover our energy and not be depressed about this degenerate time, yeah? Okay, so note to self, yeah? Do not be depressed about what's happening now. There's a solution. Rinpoche said all this like 30 years ago, yeah? And actually, he didn't need to, no? He could have just stayed enjoying his life, yeah? He didn't. But he did all this for us, yeah? He left all these teachings, all these messages. Why? For us now, to make our mind healthy, to make our mind strong, to make us able to cope with the modern situation, yeah? So that could be another t-shirt. Do not be depressed about this degenerate time, yeah? Okay? Our minds need to be more interested in good and positive things, yeah? And he said, we need to think that we are beautiful and wonderful, yeah? He used to say that a lot, wonderful, yeah? Okay? With a precious body, speech, and mind. And we need to link more to the positive side of our human nature, our human energy. And we need to link less to the stupid side, yeah? Okay? To the ignorant side, yeah? Mm-hmm. Anyway. Anyway, so he said incredible things, yeah? Okay, so he said, recently I've been offering little things like self-healing 1, 2, and 3, yeah? Okay. And anyway, so he said, what we need to do is clean our chakras, and we need to make a kind of surgery on our aura, yeah? Anyway, so I said, then all kinds of incredible things, yeah? Okay. And then he continues some more, but now I'm going to stop, yeah? What I'm trying to do is give you a flavor. Of course, it's not the same because Rinpoche was a complete other thing than me, okay? But anyway, at least we have Rinpoche's holy words, and at least we can remember those of us who heard before and say, yeah, that's so true, yeah? And also, I'm so dense, yeah? Rinpoche said that to me at least 100 times. Now maybe the time I need to actually integrate the message. Or maybe for some of us, maybe we never hear this before, like Rinpoche's incredible way of speaking, but so beautiful, yeah? Tantric English, so easy actually, but so profound, yeah? Yeah. So actually, one thing we think is so easy, but actually very deep. We need to think about what he said, yeah? So if anybody would like to help to produce more of, we have to edit Rinpoche's teachings, because also, unfortunately, we have like hundreds and hundreds of audio recordings of Rinpoche, okay, which we have the archive in Albaniano, then we need to clean, transcribe, and then produce, like things we can put on the NgalSo.org website. And by the way, we hope this year that the NgalSo app will be ready, yeah? So this is a project we've been trying to fulfill for a very long time, which will be wonderful, which is an app we can have on our computers and phones and tablets, where inside there will be all the NgalSo book and sadhana and music and audio teachings and commentaries and basically like everything you can get there, okay? So anyway, so we pray and dedicate that this precious NgalSo application will be ready this year, yeah? Because it'll be so useful, and also, we have so many friends around the world, so then our friends, who know where they might be, don't know, Patagonia, North Mongolia, Rinpoche had friend, disciple everywhere, so then it'd be super easy for us to get all the self-healing methods and practices and information that we need in order to practice and have the inner experience of all these things, yeah? Okay, so anyway, I wanted to share that with you, okay, for the first hour. Okay, now I'm going to turn back to the symbolism of, Nimo dele sendele, nime goyandele, shinin sentato dele, pel concho sungi jingin, concho sungi nedruso, concho sungi tashi sho. Now I'm going to go to the symbolism of the 5 Supreme Healers. We're going to look at the lotus symbolism of Supreme Healer Amitabha, yeah? So Rinpoche asks us to understand the practice and meaning of NgalSo's Tantric Self-Healing, this time during the pandemic, in more detail, yeah? Okay? So now we're going to look at, actually, this is a I think it's a silk flower that one friend gave me. It's usually on my altar, actually, but I took it out, yeah? So we're going to look at the symbolism of the red lotus flower, or the red flower manifesting within our within our throat chakra, okay? What does this mean? What does this represent? Why are we visualizing a red flower opening within our throat chakra, okay? So hang on, let me just open my notes, 1 second, yeah? Hang on 1 second. Okay, here we are. So, okay, so actually the flower actually, when we say flower, actually, usually they mean actually a lotus, actually, okay? But this will have to do, yeah? Actually, I don't have a lotus here, but if you ever seen a lotus, yeah, and actually if you haven't seen one, you should go to like a botanic garden, yeah, where it's possible to see. It's actually really interesting in Buddhism, as you can see here. For example, most of our, can you see here? Yeah, most of our Buddhas, they sit on, these are lotus flowers. Okay, can you see the Buddha sat there on an 8-petaled lotus? Yeah. So how do you say, like if you go in a botanic garden or something and look at a lotus, yeah, then what you can see. Fantastic! Thank you, thank Eleanor's kindly provided me with a picture, a visual aid. Yeah, here we are. Here's a picture of a lotus from a botanic garden. Yeah, actually, this is actually super nice. Where's this from? This is from Brazil. It's from our friend Patricia, who's one of Rinpoche's disciples, and she has this sitio. I forget what's it called. The sitio of anyways, this is called Lago con Flor de Lotus. She's got a big land in the Brazilian countryside, yeah. And one day she decided she was going to make it like a Buddha garden, like Rinpoche's always talking about the Buddha garden, yeah. So she got many lotus seeds. Actually, they're quite big, yeah. And she started throwing them in this pond, and now the whole of this lake looks like this. Okay, incredible. So this is what lotuses actually look like if you've never seen it, yeah. So this is why in Buddhism, another high-tech visual aid. Yeah? So can you see that the lotuses, which are those pink, they really are pink. I used to think that it was not true, but they really are bright pink. Yeah. So you plant the seed in the mud at the bottom of the lake, and then gradually the plant grows up, and then it bursts through the surface. Yeah. And actually sticks up above, and it blossoms above. So this is why in Buddhism, the lotus has always been used as a symbol of transcendence. Yeah. Because it's exactly like our mind, isn't it? Okay, deeply in the depths of our mind, we have the seed of transcendence, yeah, okay? We have Buddha nature, yeah, which, okay, means our mind is fundamentally pure and good. It means our mind is empty, so it's possible to change, okay? But what it's stuck in is the swamp of our delusions, yeah? Swamp of our personality, yeah? On the gross, subtle, and very subtle level. It's a mess, yeah? But actually, fortunately, this is what lotus seeds like to grow in, yeah, okay? So, like us, yeah. So we practice, and one day break through. We break out of samsara, yeah. Samsara means again and again following the wrong negative habits, again and again making mistakes, causing suffering for ourselves and others. Yeah. We break out. We break out into nirvana, no more suffering, and we break out into the transcendental state. Yeah. So the lotus flower, primarily in Buddhism, has always represented this, yeah, this possibility of transcendence, of transcending the normal state, yeah, but also actually implies that we transcend while in the world, yeah. It's not like you have to like die or anything to transcend the world, as in many spiritual traditions, because actually the lotus needs the swamp to grow, yeah. That's its fuel, yeah. So within the swamp of our personality, our emotions, our daily life, we work on our mind, yeah, and gradually we transcend our negative habit patterns, yeah. So that's the first important thing about lotuses, yeah. Okay. Actually, Rinpoche went there several times and made Ramune there, yeah. So blessing this lotus lake, yeah. We also brought some of these seeds to Albagnano, and we're actually hoping when the temple of heaven on earth is completely finished, that we can plant them somewhere where they will grow, yeah, because obviously when the construction's happening, it's difficult for gardening, yeah. But anyway, this is one plan we have for Albagnano. I don't know, maybe we might have to put them in a greenhouse or something, but we'll see, no? Anyway, also, I'm not sure about these particular pink lotuses, but many lotuses, actually, I don't know if you know, they open towards the sun, yeah, okay? And many plants do, yeah, okay? So, yeah, they open and close, yeah, okay? And always, how do you say, like, this is also represented in Buddhism since like forever, yeah. Birth in the pure. For example, we have the Poa practice, yeah. So we pray that when people pass away, they will be reborn within the pure lotus of the pure land of Buddha Amitabha, yeah. So normally in Buddhism, we say that there's 4 kinds of birth. I used to like to repeat this. What is it? There's like born from egg, born from womb, born from moisture. That means like things like bugs, yeah, little you can't really see, no. Then some bacteria or some insect, they just kind of looks like they just pop up, yeah. And number 4 is miracle birth, yeah. So, for example, within a lotus, within the pure land of Sukhavati, yeah. So Rinpoche always used to say we tried birth 1 to 3 many times, yeah, so many times. As born as an insect, born from an egg. Like for example, we're also born from a womb, born from an egg, born from moisture, like an insect. Said, basta with all that. Let's try being born in the miracle way, born in a divine lotus. Yeah, okay, yeah. So Padma, yeah, Sanskrit, yeah, or Kamala, yeah. It's symbol for like rebirth, actually, yeah. So what we want is to transform rebirth from an impure rebirth to a pure rebirth. Okay, so in the Vajrayana tradition, we train, no, in the process of meditating, entering into meditation and coming out of meditation, or going to sleep, dreaming and waking up, or in the future, death, bardo, and rebirth, being born again, yeah, but dying consciously and taking a positive rebirth. So we imagine being reborn within a lotus womb, okay, yeah, very beautiful, like a Buddha, okay. So we train in that, yeah, okay. Okay, so then, as you can see, actually, these lotuses are bright pink, yeah? I used to think, for example, when we went to Malaysia, we had our medicine Buddha center there, and they always had like these sort of pictures of bright pink lotus. I thought, oh, that cannot be true, but actually it is true. You can see clearly, yeah, that actually many lotuses are really fluorescent bright pink, yeah? But actually there's different colors of lotus. It can be like white one, blue one, pink one, yeah? And each one has a kind of particular quality and meaning. I mean, generally, of course, lotus means like transcendence, yeah? Means to take a positive rebirth, yeah? And then, how do you say, but for example, you can't see here, but for example, like the different Buddhas, no, of Mahayana and Vajrayana Buddhism, many of them hold lotuses, yeah? Like, for example, Green Tara, she has a beautiful blue lotus, yeah? Which is called an upala flower, yeah, which is very common, yeah, within Buddhism, let's say, very popular, yeah. And also we have actually a white lotus called a pundarika, yeah, okay. And actually in the Rinpoche's Lama Genshin's long life prayer, yeah, the one we always used to say, Gelkun Trinle, yeah. So it was always in what part of the prayer it talks about like Rinpoche has this quality, like a pundarika lotus garden, yeah. So a pundarika lotus is how do you say? It's like a white lotus with many petals, yeah. So it symbolizes like complete purity and perfection of all a person's qualities. So that prayer actually was made by His Holiness Kyabje Trijang Dorjichen, Rinpoche's guru, yeah, given to Lama Genshin, yeah. So that was, anyway, his guru was showing Rinpoche some of Rinpoche's qualities. They said, you're like a pundarika lotus flower, yeah, okay, complete pure, yeah. Also, actually, the pundarika lotus, you can also eat it, yeah. So like sometimes we have rosaries of lotus seeds, yeah, okay. Now some of these are actually, I mean, not that you should eat your mala unless you're really desperate, but you could actually, if they're organic at least, yeah. So the lotus seeds are also edible, and they're also one medicine, actually for lungs, actually, yeah, which is quite interesting at the moment. Yes, one healing for when the lungs become weak, when they become congested, yeah. So the lotuses could also help actually in the present situation, yeah, okay. Okay, so anyway, so in NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, we imagine actually a red lotus, very red, fiery red, sunset-colored lotus, yeah, manifests within the throat chakra, yeah, okay. And actually, in the case of the NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, the lotus what does it represent? Before we said there was bija here in the throat chakra, no, and this dissolves into emptiness and arises as this red lotus, yeah, which is opening, yeah, okay. As lotuses actually do, they can open and they can close, yeah, okay. So this lotus, yeah, it represents the transmutation, the transformation of unlimited attachment, yeah, and dissatisfaction into the mind of compassion and discriminating awareness, yeah, okay. So Rinpoche always used to say, in modern society, we all want to be free. Of course, this is true, absolutely. Nobody likes being told what to do, including me, yeah? Nobody likes it. Everybody asserts, quite rightly, I am free, yeah? Okay, it's my human right and so on, yeah? But Rinpoche said, okay, of course, we all want to be free, yeah? But he said, if we're like a cow with a ring in the nose, yeah? Like, I don't know if you've seen in the countryside, like, for example, here in Spain, yeah? They have, or anywhere else, sometimes they put rings through cows and bulls' nose, yeah, and then they can like pull them along like this. He said, if we are pulled along by our unlimited desirous attachment, yeah, where our mind is never satisfied. Oh, I don't know, I need an iPad, and then I need the next iPad, and the next iPhone, and I need one pair of Gucci shoes, and then I need 3 pairs, and so on and so on. Yeah, this means we're not free, yeah, because we're being controlled by our desirous attachment, yeah. So he said, at least we need to learn to be able to discriminate, as Rinpoche said in NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing 1, what's our friend, what's our enemy, what's good for us, and what's not good for us. Yeah, okay. So we need to have more discrimination about the quality and nature of things. Yeah, okay. Not just in terms of like, I don't know, like their price and this kind of thing, but in terms of what is really beneficial for us and what is really not beneficial for us. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so maybe, I don't know, maybe apart from the thing that the lotus, no, it's in the swamp of delusions. And in Buddhism, one of our main delusions is desirous attachment that we need to transform, no? Swamp of ignorance, desire, and so on. But also maybe this idea that it transcends and blossoms, yeah, okay? So maybe it's like the gradual unfolding, actually, of the emotions, also of the positive speech, yeah? Because in Dharma, no? Here is in this system, or many systems, body energy, speech energy, and mind energy in the heart chakra, yeah? So also the fact there's this lotus flower here, which blossoms, yeah? It's also the blossoming of our positive emotions, positive speech energy. So Rinpoche always emphasized a lot, no? That we need to use pure and positive speech, yeah? Like, so he said, all our words, we need to give like a good feeling, And we said, always you need peace with everything with peace. So he said we should not, yeah? Slander, gossip, lie, yeah, and we should not use our words to divide people, but instead we should do the opposite. Because Rinpoche knew we don't like people saying you should not do this, yeah. So he said what we should do is, instead of gossiping, we should spread positive information about other people, yeah, okay. Instead of using our speech to divide people, we should use our speech to create harmony and unity, yeah, okay. Instead of swearing and saying like swear words and bad words, rough words, we should say beautiful words, gentle words, yeah, positive words. And instead of lying, we should tell the truth, yeah, okay. So that actually is a big subject, yeah, because we can actually only really tell the truth when we understand the nature of reality. And this was one of the point of one of the Mahasiddhas, yeah. One of the Mahasiddhas, he was actually a compulsive, what's he called? I think it's called Taganapa. He was a compulsive liar, yeah. So then finally he was like, he had no friends left. Nobody wanted to speak with him, yeah. And he was upset, yeah, by himself, crying. And then he met one yogi, and the yogi said, no problem, I will help you. And he said, yes, but I'm a compulsive liar. How can you teach me the Dharma? He said, no problem. Just remember, everything is false, yeah. Relatively speaking, yeah. For those who don't understand the nature of reality, all is false, yeah. It's conventional truth, no? So the yogi meditate like this. The liar, the compulsive liar, he meditate like this. Everything is a lie, yeah. All appearance, conventionally speaking, is false, yeah. The only thing that's true is the lack of inherent existence. And finally, he understood the nature of reality. And like a lotus, he transcended, yeah. He broke out of his samsaric vision, and he achieved nirvana and entered the bodhisattva path, and finally became a great being and awakened, yeah, okay. So actually the stories of the Mahasiddhas are super encouraging, because actually they had a lot of defects, a lot of emotional problems, but they all found a way to transform them, yeah, to transcend, yeah. So they had like really like good, let's say, mud at the bottom of their swamps, yeah, full of delusion, full of, let's say, plant food, yeah. But anyway, then they transform, and So you can see here, there's not just one lotus, there's like actually hundreds of lotuses, yeah? Thousands of lotuses. So this is like the Dharma. The Dharma is something applicable to all of us. So actually one thing Rinpoche said all kinds of beautiful things, yeah? One of Rinpoche's ideas in the Temple of Earth, which we haven't realized actually, was he wanted to put like many, 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 many lotus flowers all over the temple, each one for one of Rinpoche's disciples, yeah? Which actually is an auspicious sign for us to transcend, isn't it? To break out of samsara, yeah? So, don't know that anyway. That's one. Anyway, they're still working on the Temple of Heaven of Earth. Probably will be for a long time now. It's so big, so beautiful. No? But anyway, that's one thing Rinpoche said, that he'd like to have a whole field of lotuses on the walls, yeah, to represent all his thousands and thousands of disciples. Yeah? Okay, then what else can I tell you about? Actually, when we start, Buddhist symbolism is so rich, you know. Okay, so deep. Yeah. Another reason why, for I don't know if you can see here. No? Another high-tech aid. Yeah, actually fell off a radio. Yeah. Can you see here? Okay, the Lord Buddha sat on a lotus. This is 8-petaled lotus. Yeah. And can you see he's like sat on actually a green thing, and then on a moon disc, yeah, okay. So actually this like green thing, actually, if you look at a real lotus, there is actually like a kind of green seat in the middle of a lotus, which is why the Buddhas are always represented like that, okay. And you can see here, Lord Buddha is sat on a moon disc, yeah, so you can't see everything. You see above me, there's Lama Tsongkhapa also, similar, yeah. So generally peaceful Buddhas, they're sat on a moon disc, yeah. Rinpoche always said, yeah, that we Tibet like was put Rinpoche on a moon there. He always said, "You modern people, you spent trillions of dollars. You went to the moon, and all you brought back was rocks. What use was that?" Yeah, but he said, "We Tibetan lamas have been to the moon, which is why we're there." So Rinpoche sat on the moon, and we brought back the cool essence of inner peace. Yeah, so that's why all peaceful Buddhas, they sit on a moon. Yeah. Also, somehow there's also the idea that actually, in this case, no, Lord Buddha and Lama Tsongkhapa, but many times, like the Buddhas of Father Tantra, they're represented sitting on a moon, yeah? And the Buddhas of Mother Tantra, like, I don't know, like, for example, like Chakrasamvara, Vajrayogini, and so on and so on, these are represented standing on a sun, yeah? Emphasizing, like, the female energy. So it's also many different ideas, yeah? Also, you can see here, okay, like here, actually, this tanker, actually, I got many, many years ago when we went with Rinpoche very fortunate, we went with Rinpoche to Tibet, and I got this outside the Jokang temple in Tibet, yeah. Actually, it's a little bit old now, which I had to repaint Buddha's hair, yeah. So actually, before this, all these lotus petals, they're like blue and red, yeah, and then green and orange, yeah, but it's a little bit faded, this one, yeah. And also sometimes there's this idea that the peaceful Buddhas, the lotus is facing upwards, like Lord Buddha Shakyamuni, and sometimes you see them facing with the petals like kind of like that downwards. That's more like kind of the more, let's say, semi-wrathful Buddhas somehow. They have the lotus facing downwards, yeah. But the peaceful Buddhas, they always have the like this because the lotus petals facing up. So therefore, we can conclude that in NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing, we have very peaceful practice, yeah. Because all the lotus, Rinpoche said we visualize all the lotuses facing upwards, no? Right, yeah. And he said either visualize them different colors like white and red and blue and yellow and green, or he said all white, yeah. So very peaceful is the feeling of our inner Buddha garden, yeah, okay. And not only that, we can visualize. He said we can visualize like 5 main lotuses, but actually there's many, many, many little chakras throughout our subtle body. Yeah, chakras is where the channels join together. So in fact, if we like, we could visualize our whole subtle body like a field of lotus flowers. Yeah, and Rinpoche always talk about how to say developing this inner peace garden, this inner Buddha garden. Yeah, okay. Okay, there's one person here with a question, Luciano. Okay, I'll try and answer your question at the end, Luciano. Okay. And generally, when people have questions, of course, very welcome. That's why we keep the comment bar, so we can be a little bit more interactive. And by the way, if you want to be more interactive, then you have to join our NgalSo Zoom groups, yeah? Every day of the week, we have a Zoom group of NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing in a different language. For example, Italiano is Saturday. Spanish is Fridays. Portuguese Saturday, and then we have many other languages. Okay, French is Wednesdays. Yeah, Anyway, so we have many, yeah? So if you like to be more interactive when we do self-healing together in your own language, and then if you like to really discuss and chat together, you're welcome to join any of our NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing Zoom groups, yeah? And it's free. Anybody can join at any moment. Please feel free, yeah? This is our NgalSo policy, okay? Anyway, so, okay, so, anyway, so, one second, what else can I tell you? So anyway, so we have many different multicolored lotuses here. Okay, in this particular instance, we have this red lotus in the throat chakra, which is particularly the symbol of Buddha Amitabha. And in fact, the family of Buddha Amitabha, which has many, many Buddhas in it, like Chenrezig, Chakrasamvara, so many different Buddhas, actually, incredible number, yeah? Okay, so these are called the Lotus Buddha family, yeah? It's the symbol of the energy of the discriminating wisdom, or transforming desirous attachment into love, yeah, okay, into pure love, yeah, which is the Lotus family, yeah. So that's the Lotus Buddha family, okay. Okay, then 1 second. I need to go to my next thing, yeah. Okay, so 1 second. Oh yes, I thought I'd like to tell you the story of one of the Mahasiddhas is called Mahasiddha Kampaka, which actually means like the flower man, yeah, okay. So I thought I'd like to, because it's so nice, the story of the 84 Mahasiddhas, yeah? And I'd like to go a little bit more into the flower symbolism, okay? And Rinpoche actually made a big emphasis on this. He spent 12 years giving the initiation of the 84 Mahasiddhas in Albaniano, yeah, okay? So, okay. One day, this is the story from the 84 Mahasiddhas, yeah? In the land of Kampaka, which means the land of flowers, was a prince who had everything, yeah? He was so captivated by his pleasures and in the pride of his enjoyment, he did not think at all about the future, yeah? And he had like a kind of grove, a hut built, a pleasure garden full of beautiful flowers, yeah? And in there were seats and cushions adorned with flowers, and around all the wooden surroundings, there was many, many different flowers, and he decided to live there in his garden, like a kind of super garden hut, yeah, okay? A grove of flowers, yeah, pleasure garden of flowers, yeah? Then one day a yogi came to the garden, so then the king invited him, gave him something to eat, yeah, welcomed him, yeah? And then the king said, "Oh, yogi, yeah, you've been many different places. Have you ever seen a place with flowers as nice as mine, yeah?" But the yogi said, the scent of your flower garden is excellent, but unfortunately, you don't smell so good, yeah? And he said, your kingdom may be so superior to others, but when you die, you're going to have to leave it all behind, yeah? So then the king was like shocked, yeah, by this, yeah? But then he said, "Oh, please help me. I don't want this. So what can I do, yeah?" So then the yogi said, "No problem, I'll help you." So then he taught him about the Dharma, and he initiated him into the Tantras, yeah? But then the king said, "Oh, yogi, I'm trying to follow your methods, but I cannot concentrate because all the time I'm thinking about my flower garden, yeah, okay? So really, I don't want to meditate. I want to sit and look at my flowers and be in my flower garden." So the yogi said, "No problem. I'll teach you to meditate on how to get enlightened by looking at flowers." Yeah. And he said, "Since all appearances are empty, consider the guru's instruction like a flower. Make the 5 aggregates, yeah, and your own mind into the ground. Contemplate that you have the same nature as 3 rivers of pure nectar, and then great bliss will result. These are the words of Vajradhara, so meditate with conviction like this, yeah, okay? So actually he's teaching him, like Rinpoche said, how to make the Buddha garden, isn't he, yeah, okay? So he's saying, like, your mind and your 5 aggregates, no, and your mind is the ground, yeah? In there we put the seeds of the realization. Now you need to water them, yeah, okay? with the pure nectars, yeah? So maybe the 3 rivers or the 3 channels, no? Okay. And he says, the Guru's instruction is like a flower that needs to grow and then blossom. So the realization needs to gradually develop within our mind, yeah? And then we need to understand all appearance as empty and meditate together with great bliss, yeah? So it says, the king meditated like this for 12 years. And then, in this way, meditating on the nature of flowers as the nature of bliss and emptiness, he achieved realization. And he became known as Kampaka, the flower man, yeah? So then he explained the Dharma to his queens and his innumerable followers, and finally went to the pure realm of the Dakas in this very body, yeah? So this is the story of Mahasiddha, flower man, okay? So actually beautiful, yeah? So anyway, so looking at one flower, we can achieve realization. Actually, there's another famous story actually in Buddhism about that, which is the story of Mahakashyapa, which let me just get it for you here. Okay, 1 second, yeah. Actually, this is another super famous story about flowers, actually from Mahayana Buddhism. And this story is very popular actually within Zen Buddhism, yeah. Okay. So there's one sutra called the Flower Sutra, yeah, okay. So anyway, so this is super famous. So basically, the sutra is, and the Buddha is sat there with all his disciples, yeah. And what he does is he picks up one flower. Actually, here's one, for example. He actually picks up one white flower. So here is one white flower. So what the Buddha does is he does like this, yeah. Just picks up a white flower and he holds it, yeah, and shows it to all his disciples, yeah, okay. And then he smiles, yeah. And it says, nobody understands the flower sutra except Mahakashyapa, who smiles back at the Buddha, yeah? Yeah. And Mahakashyapa, by looking at the flower, yeah, maybe then the Buddha gave him the flower, like Rinpoche. Really, we always thought, oh, Lama Genshin is so nice, what a nice guy, like he's so cute, he's giving flowers. But actually, this is the flower sermon. And of course, none of us ever get the point about thing. Well, not me anyway, yeah? So I think, oh, so beautiful, but never really understand what is such a deep teaching, you know? Because Kashyapa, he saw the flower, no? Then he understood, oh, actually, this is coming from one seed, from causes and conditions, and he understood interdependence, he understood the nature of reality, and then his mind achieved transcendence, no? And it broke out from, from the ordinary vision of reality, yeah? So also, this is considered the famous example of transmission of wisdom without words, yeah? Words, yeah, okay? And the Buddha said, I have the true Dharma eye, yeah? The marvelous mind of Nirvana, yeah? The true form of the formless that does not depend on words, yeah? But it's a special transmission outside of the words. And I entrust this to Mahakashyapa, yeah? Mahakashyapa was one of the most important disciples of Lord Buddha, yeah? When Lord Buddha Shakyamuni's holy body was cremated, yeah? Then the disciples, they made a funeral pyre for Lord Buddha's body, yeah? And then they had like funeral torches to light the fire. No, it's like a big wooden funeral pyre. But as much as they tried, they could not light the funeral pyre, yeah? But then when Mahakashyapa, who was like far away, finally after some time he arrived, yeah? And then Mahakashyapa got the fire and he lit the Buddha's funeral pyre, yeah? And then the Buddha's holy body was cremated, yeah, okay? And he was one of the most important lineage holders of Lord Buddha's teachings, yeah, okay? Anyway, so Kashyapa is super important. Actually, he's considered like somehow the founder of the Chan or the Zen tradition, yeah? Very important branch of Mahayana Buddhism, yeah, okay? So many times Rinpoche gave us one flower, yeah? It's like, oh, thank you, put it on this thing. But maybe we should have thought, oh, really, this is showing me the nature of reality. But anyway, that's what we got what we could, yeah? But anyway, for sure, many blessings we received, for sure. Anyway, so that's one important story about flowers in Buddhism. By the way, when the Mahasiddha Kampaka, flower man, yeah? When the Siddha said to him, your flower garden smells very nice, but you don't. What he was referring to was the king's ethics, yeah? Because this is also a thing in the Dharma, yeah, that actually people with super ethics, they don't smell like the rest of us, yeah? They actually do, it's true, they smell like very, I don't know, like flowers, it's true, like very different, very sweet, very something very particular that if you haven't smelled it, it's difficult to describe, but definitely not like us. Like, for example, Lama Genshin, yeah? As you know, Rinpoche had an incredible way of dressing. Like, so for example, he always used to like dress the same in like kind of very heavy Tibetan Mongolian clothes, yeah, okay? So even if it was like super hot, let's say 35 or 40 degrees, yeah, he used to walk around in these like Ugg boots, you know, like these from Australia, like these sheepskin boots, yeah? And okay, he had arthritis now, we would help him to take on and off his boots, yeah? So if it was you or me and it was 35 degrees and we were wearing furry Ugg boots, definitely, first thing is we would feel like our feet were on fire, but second is our feet would smell bad, no? Yeah, impossible they wouldn't. But Rinpoche's always smell like something very special, like flower smells, something different, yeah? And all Rinpoche's attendant, no? Like, for example, the ones who did his laundry and so on, they can affirm this is true, that always there was this like very good smell, a smell of ethics, and of course, not just with Rinpoche, many great saint and siddha, yeah, have this smell, yeah? For example, also in the Catholic tradition, and what was he called? Yogananda, no? They say that when Yogananda passed away, there was also this extra sweet smell, yeah? The sweet smell like flowers. So this is actually a thing. It's the smell of saintliness, yeah? Which is actually the smell of ethical behavior, yeah? So, conclusion, if we smell bad, if we need to put deodorant and something like that, it means there's still something to do on the ethic front, okay? What to do, yeah? Okay, which could be also like our diet. Maybe, you know, if we had a more, let's say, pure diet with less beings in it, we also might smell better and so on. But they do truly say that our smell is related to our ethical level, yeah? Anyway, so that's another thing. So that's why the yogi said to Mahasiddha Kampaka, flower man, that he smelt bad, at least till he achieved realization. Then I'm sure he smelt very nice, yeah? Okay. Yeah, anyway, all these things that, like in Buddhism, we no need to believe. We need to believe based on our personal experience. And actually, these things are true. Many of us saw. And if not, I see these things. I'm telling you things I saw myself, okay? I'm not making this up. You know, I see this, like, for example, with Rinpoche furry boots. I can assure you they smell like very nice, very, I don't know, like very floral, very something special, yeah? Saintly smell, not like sweaty feet smell, yeah? It's true, yeah? Okay? And then what else? Yeah. Okay. Also offering flowers, of course, in the Dharma. One of the when we make the 7 offerings of a king, when we do like the offerings, when we invite the Buddha and the holy beings in, for example, the preliminary practices. So, for example, every time we do the NgalSo preliminary practices, like at the beginning of this session, no, we repeat them, no? So first we invoke the healing Buddha, let's say Lord Buddha Shakyamuni or any other holy being, any other holy Buddha, yeah? And then we do what's called the 7-limb prayer. This is on page 22 in the NgalSo Combined Practice. So it says, Gosun Gupe Gone Chasalo, No Shan Yitro Chirpa Malu Bul. So with body, speech, and mind, I prostrate, I offer real and visualized offerings. So the real offerings or visualized ones that we make, with the real ones are water for washing, water for drinking, flowers, incense, light, perfume, food, and music. Okay, it's like if we were, for example, if we were going to invite like a important person, or let's say, I don't know, like, don't say like the mayor, or if we're going to invite like our parents to visit us, we do our best, don't we? We put very clean, we put everything beautiful, we put flowers, we put perfume, we do everything nice the best we can. So this is the idea, that we're inviting a important person to visit us, so we do the best in terms of hospitality. And of course, the most important beings, actually, the holy beings, yeah? So this is why we do like this, yeah? But actually, they say that offering flowers has some incredible, like, karmic benefits, yeah? So hang on, let me just find them for you, okay? 1 second. So, for example, if we offer flowers to the holy beings, yeah, we will become like a flower in this world. That means we will become more beautiful. Rinpoche always used to say, you are all very beautiful. Like my Italian friends are beautiful with beautiful sound. My Spanish friends are beautiful with beautiful sound. Yeah, my Dutch friends are beautiful, beautiful, etc. Yeah? And he says, so if we continuously offer flowers, everybody will find you attractive and be amazed to look at you and remember seeing you. Yeah, so Rinpoche offered millions. It's true, tons of every time he gave a teaching, he used to get bunches of flowers and give them out, and we were amazed to look at him, and we did remember seeing him. So true, yeah. Also, if we offer flowers, our sense of smell will never degenerate. So that's maybe useful now with the COVID, yeah. So anyway, they say that if you have a weak sense of smell, if you offer your flowers with a good smell, the sense of smell will recover. This we have to try, yeah. It says we will never have bad body odor, but that also depends on our ethics. I'm sorry to say, but offering just flowers is not enough. We also need to develop inner peace, follow ahimsa, non-violence, yeah, okay. And the more we practice non-violence, which is difficult actually, but so many levels, the more nicely we will smell, yeah, okay. So peace with everything, everything with peace, as Rinpoche said, yeah. And it says a smell of scented nectar will come from the body. It's true, yeah, okay. The great beings, yeah, Catholic and Buddhist and Hindu and so on, it's true. They do have this very special smell. It's true, yeah. And the smell of ethics of the person will spread in all directions, yeah. Then by offering flowers, one will also become a leader of the world, and one will achieve many beautiful things, yeah. So offer beautiful things. Karmic result is you will have a beautiful life, yeah, okay. And then we will be reborn in a higher rebirth, even within the lotus flower of Dewa Chen Pure Land, yeah. And we will quickly, like a lotus, break out from samsara. We will transcend, yeah. Actually, one of the things that we in Buddhism that we talk about, yeah, is that when we seek rebirth within the Rinpoche used to talk about this. He said, okay, let's try miracle rebirth, yeah, within the pure land of Dewa Chen, yeah. But he said you don't want to be reborn and get stuck in the lotus, yeah, because the idea is that we pray, no? Actually, Rinpoche just made it. Rinpoche used to repeat one prayer of Amitabha. Actually, I have here, yeah, I just translate it. Let me tell you what it just says, yeah, 1 second. And Rinpoche used to say this prayer when people, well, this and some other things when people pass away, yeah, okay? So 1 second. Rinpoche used to say, 1 second. Okay, here it is. Okay, so there's a famous prayer to Buddha Amitabha, which Rinpoche took out some verses, yeah, okay. So Rinpoche used to say very often. Okay, used to say, excuse the my accent, but anyway, here we go, yeah. He used to say, Bado nangwa shawe gyumatak, gyelse gyeki mano lamtente, dewa chendu kiene tropayi, madag shingi drowa drengyochik. Dini ninsam jamatak, dagpe shinchog dewachen. Peme nyingpo zeu drule, zute kiewa lempa sho, okay, which means as soon as the appearance of the bardo appears, the intermediate state between death and birth, due to the 8 bodhisattvas appearing and showing the unmistaken path, may this person be reborn in Sukhavati, the land of bliss. And may all the migrators of the impure lands, that means like our world, be guided, be drawn up there, and be born again in the supreme pure land of Sukhavati. In the anthers is this bit, yeah? In the anthers of the lotus womb, there may they take miracle birth, yeah? So Rinpoche used to say very often that prayer, yeah, is like an auspicious tendril, an auspicious interdependence for people, friends and disciples, to be reborn after the death in the Dewa Chen Pure Land, yeah? So Rinpoche, if you're reborn in Amitabha's Pure Land, the idea is that you're reborn in a lotus flower, okay? So let's say the nursery of Dewa Chen must look something like this, okay? So can you see there's like some lotuses are open and some of them are shut, yeah? This is actually how a lotus field looks like. So Rinpoche always said, please don't get stuck inside there, yeah, because in the in the Buddhist sutras they say it's possible to get stuck in there. Okay, you're born in the Pure Land, but you get stuck in there for like 500 years, yeah, maybe like waiting to get out, yeah. So Rinpoche was always joking, saying, okay, let's hope we all get reborn in Sukhavati Pure Land, but not stuck in the lotus flower. Let's be born in a fully open, blossoming lotus, yeah, okay? Okay, so here, okay, Carolina from Chile, who kindly is translating for me, very kindly into Spanish, yeah, as you all know. She says actually this place is called Tushita, yeah, which is the lotus place, yeah, okay. This it says Sitio. Actually, here in the back it's got something else written. That's why it says, yeah, okay. Sitio Bako. This is called the Lotus Lake, and the place is called Tushita, yeah. So actually, we went there many times with Rinpoche, okay. It's a very beautiful place, yeah, okay. Also, many times actually we did self-healing with Rinpoche in botanic gardens. Like I remember one time we did self-healing in Rio de Janeiro in the botanic garden. So beautiful, yeah. And there, you know, of course, it's Brazil. Everything's like nature's fantastic, yeah. So they have this thing. It's called Victoria something. I don't know. Anyway, some kind of Brazilian lotus with huge, like that, but huge leaves spreading over the big ponds. Very beautiful, yeah. So Rinpoche himself, he liked very much nature, yeah, and flowers, yeah. So we used to sometimes go in botanic. Also, we did in Malaga. You know, we did many times self-healing, making peace with the environment in botanic gardens. And also, I believe in Albaniano, they're making like Pete, no, Lama Michel's stepfather. He's making big job, no, to improve the Buddha garden of Albaniano, which is so beautiful. Thank you very much, and also make it more like a permaculture garden. So that's very great. Thank you very much. We all appreciate, yeah. Okay. Okay. So anyway, so actually, you know, so many beautiful things, yeah. So, like I say, these things are archetypes, yeah. So, okay, we can talk a little bit about, I don't know, about Vajra, diamond, lightning, or lotus, yeah, or cross Vajra, and so on. But actually, that or jewel, no, multifaceted jewel. But these are archetypes, yeah. So they speak to our subconscious, you know, more than like with the words. Now, the actual symbol is like the Rinpoche used to call it the missing part, yeah. So it's speaking to our subconscious, yeah, our subtle mind, and it's giving like the feeling, the energy that we're missing emotionally, yeah? Which is why, for example, we just need to visualize beautiful red lotus, yeah, within our throat chakra. And for example, you can get a picture like this of lotus flower, yeah, and then just imagine, yeah, what it's like, yeah. Work with that in your visualization, your imagination, yeah. And then, for example, this you can feel like it's like this opening of the emotional expression in the throat chakra is the emotions, right? Yeah. So it's like the blossoming of, like, I don't know, creativity, of pure emotions, of joy, of happiness, no? Yeah. So as we visualize a lotus, no, we could actually get a lotus and look at it if we have the fortune to be able to do so. If not, we can get a flower, yeah. Then we start to understand in a non-verbal way what these symbols mean. So it's super important. One is, okay, we have all these ideas about, you know, in Buddhism we have the Lotus Sutra, by the way, yeah. So important, yeah. Lotus Sutra is the sutra really of Chenrezig, you know. Om Mani Padme Hum, yeah. Comes from there, yeah. So important, yeah. So actually Buddhism's always been very much connected with nature, hasn't it? Yeah, because Lord Buddha Shakyamuni, he was the man who had everything. He was Siddhartha, yeah. But then he left the palace and he went to meditate where? In the forest, yeah. So all the time he was surrounded by nature, yeah. So therefore, a lot of the examples we use as symbols of personal development are symbols from nature, yeah. So also Rinpoche and also many other great masters of Buddhism and other spiritual traditions are very, very interested that we recover the balance between humanity and the natural environment, yeah? Because many reasons. One is without it, we cannot live, yeah? So we also have the making peace with the environment practice, which is another we'll talk about sometime later, yeah? Okay. So anyway, so Anyway, so, oh, and by the way, when we do, how do you say, what is it? Ale, pema, mapo, a. So from the seed syllable a is the sound, remember, of emptiness. Why? Because a means not in Sanskrit, yeah? Negation, yeah? Like, for example, Sanskrit word maya, no? Illusion. Maya is not illusion, yeah? A means not in Sanskrit, yeah? So the Sanskrit word the bija means not, yeah? So not does not mean nothing. It means that things do not have a true inherent existence from their own side. Things only exist as dependent arising phenomena, yeah? Based on cause and condition, yeah? So from the understanding of emptiness, this red sound and light, yeah, that dissolves into light. And from there blossoms, yeah, a red lotus flower within our throat chakra marked by yeah. So so the lotus symbolizes transcendence, yeah, okay. And actually, yeah, like here's Buddha, no? Here's Buddha, the lotus is transcendence, yeah, definite emergence, yeah. Where the Buddha sat, it symbolizes, the moon symbolizes bodhicitta, yeah. Yeah, the mind of empathy, love, empathy, up to taking great responsibility, and up to I must develop my full human potential for the benefit of all beings. Then the actually, yeah, the yeah, is the sound of emptiness, yeah. So somehow the lotus and the little, actually, there's a little seat inside the lotus, yeah, and the it's a bit like also like renunciation, bodhicitta, and emptiness. There's many, many levels of symbolism within each one of these holy symbols, yeah, that we should meditate on. So that's why we should never think, oh, I know. Rinpoche said, you all think you know it, you do not know self-healing, yeah, okay? Yeah. Yeah, so we need to visualize a lotus flower, yeah, okay? Yeah, and actually here it's some of my Brazilian friends are correcting me. This beautiful lotus flower thing in Brazil is called Victoria Regina or something, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's called. Yeah. Anyway, beautiful. Yeah. If you should go and if Brazilian friends, when you can, go and have a look in the Botanic Garden. So beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So like this. Is there any questions now? Okay. 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 Also, Mike. Okay, there's one from Mike Beckson. He says the lotus symbolizes the primal mind lifting out of the darkness of the primal mud and rising up through the water and finally breaking the surface and blossoming into a beautiful bloom, the realized mind. Yes, indeed. This is why we always visualize that Buddhas are sat on this, no? Yeah. Yeah. But it also symbolizes that each and every one of us, we can do it, yeah? We've all got Buddha nature, we've all got the seed already, but it's in a swamp, yeah? So now we need to just create the conditions for it to blossom, yeah? That's what Rinpoche said, no? When I was explaining, Rinpoche said, NgalSo, relax, yeah? Okay? So the Nel is what we don't want. So this is like when we're gardening, all the stuff we need to get rid of. I don't know, like stones, and I don't know, like, I'm not very good at gardening. All the things that harm your plant, you need to get rid of, yeah? Okay? And then the so bit is you need to add all the things that make your plant grow, like, I don't know, sun and nutrients and water and whatever it needs, yeah? So then it will grow and it will blossom. Yeah? So we all have the seeds of Buddha nature within us, but then we need to, but we definitely have a swamp, yeah? And we definitely have a dark swamp within our mind, yeah? There's no problem. We have a lot of that, yeah? But now what we need to do is apply the Dharma, yeah? Okay? And create the cause and condition for the little plant to grow and blossom and then break out and transcend, okay? And each and every one of us can do this. Rinpoche said we can all become Buddha gardeners, yeah? And create an inner peace garden. He used to say that a lot, yeah? So nice, yeah? We need an inner peace garden, yeah? So we should imagine we're full of all this, like flower man, flower woman, like Mahasiddha Kampaka, yeah? Okay? As an not because we are at the moment, because it's an auspicious image, yeah, for us to improve, yeah? Okay? And we can also imagine that all around us, everybody does the same, yeah? Okay? So actually, the idea that Rinpoche wanted to paint the wall of the Albaniano temple with lotuses, yeah, is actually with thousands of lotuses, is actually an auspicious symbol for each and every one of us to transcend. Yeah, I'm sure that's why you want to do it. Yeah, okay, to break out, break out of our personal samsara. Yeah? And one of the things Rinpoche said, actually, I heard him say, yeah, actually not long before he passed away, he said, what I want to see Buddhas with, he actually said Buddhas with green eyes, he said, yeah, okay, green and blue eyes. So he meant, I want to see Buddhas who look like Western people, yeah. Now, all Asian friends, of course, not excluding you, but already in history, there's been many Buddhas from the Asian tradition, yeah. So Rinpoche said, what will really make me happy is to see Buddhas that look like Western people, yeah. So that means all those flowers that you wanted painted on the Gompa walls, that needs to be us, yeah. So if we'd like to be involved in the Inner Buddha Garden project, why not, yeah? Each of us has definitely got the seed of Buddhahood. We've definitely got our own personal swamp, yeah. And now we've got the method how to grow the Inner Peace Garden, yeah. So let's try now. Also, what we're stuck in, mainly stuck inside now. We can't do what we used to do, so maybe we could try Inner Peace Gardening, as Rinpoche used to say. That would be so nice, so beautiful, yeah. Okay, so anyway, thank you all very much for listening to that, yeah. Bit by bit, we're going to go through each part of the self-healing practice at least once in detail. Then we have at least some things to think about, okay? Doesn't mean each time you meditate on Pamela Pema, you need to think about all this, but at least it's good to know, yeah, okay? And then it's, as Rinpoche says, we need more richness, more depth to our practice, okay? Yeah, more feeling, okay? Because it's so like a flower, no? Like for example, flower, no? There's a white flower, like the one that Buddha showed to Mahakasyapa in the Flower Sutra. Actually, flowers feel super nice, don't they? They're soft, like flexible. So our mind needs to be like this, yeah? Good smell, like ethics, Yeah, and also, of course, then we can understand interdependence, impermanence, many, many things from the flower, no? So all the path to enlightenment is in one flower, yeah? This is the famous Flower Sutra, yeah? So again, it's like Tantra, isn't it? Rinpoche said, need to change our point of view and see everything in a different way. The point of view of the Dharma is everything around us we can use if we understand, no? As a way of enlightenment. So, for example, if you like flowers, yeah, why not get loads of flowers and use them as symbols of enlightenment, Think of them as symbols of, So why not? So beautiful, yeah? Okay. Okay, so the one flower, as what Rinpoche used to do, flower to all of you, yes, and there you are, everyone, yeah? Beautiful flower, huh? Actually, that's a nice tradition that we must continue, yeah? I always, when I first met Rinpoche, I was always quite impressed by that, yeah? Because, of course, in the Buddhist Gompas, we always have a lot of flowers, but I never really saw one Lama who used to get all the flowers and at the end give away to everybody, and everybody would go out with their flower feeling so happy, yeah? So it's a nice tradition to continue, yeah? Rinpoche always did it like in the best way, in the most kind, human way, Okay, so anyway, so let's dedicate for inner and world peace. Okay, let me just find my page of dedication. So, of course, we're going to use the healing dedications of Shantideva because, still the world is not in such a great situation. So let's dedicate all our best wishes for all the friends and also everybody, of course, not just our friends who are sick, who are suffering, who have many difficulties. One, because they're in samsara, and specifically because of the pandemic, yeah? So may you all be well, may you be happy, may those who are sick recover, and so on, yeah? Okay. And as Rinpoche said, may the big problem become a small problem, and then it may become very small, and then disappear, yeah? There's one thing from Elder. Oh, okay, sorry. Elder says, when you offer flowers in the Guru Puja, is it a symbol of sight or touch? Okay, Argyam, Padyam, Pupe. Actually, I think, now I have to check this, excuse me. Yeah. I believe when you offer flowers, it's for the, I think it's to the eyes, actually. But sorry, because, in our Vajrayana Buddhism, there's so many incredible things that, honestly, I haven't looked recently at that, but I will check, yeah. For example, this is, for example, in Yamantaka and the different Tantric sadhanas, yeah. And each one of the offerings is offering to a different sense, okay, yeah. So, okay, or pupae, maybe it's to the nose, yeah? It would make more sense, yeah? It's a good smell. But anyway, I'll check that, yeah? And please remind me next time or in the Brazil Zoom group, yeah? And we'll check that, okay? I don't want to say anything that's not 100% correct, okay? So, okay. For next time, yeah? Okay. Okay, so anyway, so let's do, and of course, I'm just saying one piece, but in the Dharma, all these things never finish. There's always many beautiful things to say. So also, if anybody else has any other contributions about the, flowers or whatever, Vajras, diamonds, Dharma wheels, also you're welcome to share during our NgalSo Zoom groups, of course, yeah? That's why we make the Zoom groups. So one, we don't feel alone during the pandemic, yeah? We're together with our spiritual friends, we're united, yeah? And then also we can practice together. Rinpoche asked us to do the retreat of the 5 Father Buddhas, the 5 Mother Buddhas, yeah? So he was asking for almost 30 years for us to do this, and to our shame, we never did it because we were so fascinated with hundreds of different Buddhas and teachings and this and that. So now, finally, during the pandemic, let's say we have time, yeah? So we've decided to do it. So anybody like to join us, you're extremely welcome. This month, actually, we're meditating on Supreme Healer Amoghasiddhi, yeah? Okay, and each month we will go through we do self-healing, yeah, the whole thing, yeah, a beautiful one with Rinpoche. And then we're going to meditate on, for example, this month is Amoghasiddhi, reciting Amoghasiddhi mantra and so on. So if anybody would like to join anytime, you are welcome, okay? Okay, so 1 second. Let me find the dedication of Shantideva. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so I saw actually in the Signal group, NgalSo Tantric Self-Healing 2021, now this prayer, everybody put in different languages, so that's good, so everybody has access to this, and our idea is to share everything that we need within the group, no? What people need for the retreat, yeah? If anybody is not in the Signal group, please contact one of our Sangha friends, yeah, and they will put you in, okay? If anybody has no idea how to do that, please contact the ngalso.org website. There's a way to contact us. And then finally, sometime later, it may happen, yeah? Okay. Okay, so famous, important dedication by great Bodhisattva Buddha Shantideva, yeah? Okay. Also one of the 84 Mahasiddhas. May everyone who's sick with disease be freed at once from every malady. May every sickness that afflicts living beings be wholly and forever absent from the world. May medicines be full of strength. May secret words of power be chanted with success. May the bacteria and virus that feed on our flesh be full of compassion towards us. May beings everywhere who suffer torment in their bodies and minds have, by virtue of my merit, joy and happiness in boundless measure. For as long as space exists, for as long as there are sentient beings, for that long may I return to drive away the sorrow of the world. May the pain and sorrow of all wandering beings ripen fully upon me, and may the virtuous company of bodhisattvas always bring about the happiness of beings. May the doctrine, the only cure for sorrow, the source of every bliss and happiness, be blessed with resources, upheld with veneration, and continue for a vast amount of time. Om Bhishwa Shanti Hum. 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 Nimo Dele Sendele. Nime Koya Dele Shin. Ni Sentatu Dele Pel. Concha Sungi Jingi. Concha Sungi Nudruso. Concha Sungi Tashisho. So let's make strong dedications for all those many people who ask for our prayers and requests, yeah, and all our Sangha. And we have, unfortunately, many people sick and suffering with COVID, yeah, and also many other illnesses in Brazil and elsewhere. So strongly dedicate for all those people to find peace, to find happiness, and if possible, to recover, okay? Migme sewe te rezi drime kempe wampo jampe dupo malu jomse samweda kanchen kepe suge sonkapa Lohosandrape Shabla Sohawade. Thank you all very much for your spending your time to listen to the explanation of self-healing. So please do meditate with us. Yeah. If not, if you don't want to meditate with us, anyway, meditate on tantric self-healing. So thank you all so much, and love you all. See you soon. See you next Tuesday for the next part of this. Next time we'll talk about the Dharma Wheel of Supreme Healer Vairocana. Thank you all very much. Hope you have a good weekend. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.